I only see him as a friend. That was the biggest lie I ever said. I absolutely love that line. I think it's Olivia, that songwriter, that captured that because when I was still dating around and finding that high value man that made me feel good about myself and my feminine energy, I really was like going back and forth between okay, do I leave the past behind or do I move into the future with a bright, young, vibrant mindset? Hmm. All right, my beautiful goddesses, my divine black kitties, my high energy, lovely women. I just got my facial, so I'm a little bit shiny and a lot of bit happy, rejuvenated, blissful feeling. And I want to talk about some of the things that are in the book. If you have already purchased the book, I am so thankful. It has probably already changed your life. I've gotten great feedback. And if you've never heard of who I am or where we're doing anything or what we're doing, welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome to the Black Cat Energy Podcast. My name is Air. I am here to guide you into your inner Black Cat energy, your divine goddess self, your self concept being developed, you feeling like the powerful woman that you are, leaving behind the anxious detachment, leaving behind all the anxiety that comes with the pick me energy, and really transforming you from the inside out into the radiant woman that you are. So here we go. The book is called, just in case you want to follow along, it's on Amazon, by the way, but the book is called Love for Luxury. And I'll probably put it somewhere around here. And Love for Luxury, it has a subtitle that is The Art of Dating Strategically, Marrying Wealthy, and Feminine Abundance. Getting that magnetic resonance, really just 350 plus pages of a playbook to get you where you want to be, looking like you want to look, making the money you want to make, and then also dreaming like the dream. Like you're living it. Like you don't even have to dream it anymore. You're like, hey, this is my life. Like even right now, I'm looking outside and then this beautiful skyscraper that overlooks the ocean. Like that is like goddess energy. And if you want to check that out, it's on my Instagram all the time because I'm so grateful. I'm so blessed to have the life I have. So all that to say, find that on Amazon because this page comes from the book. And this is 350 plus pages. I think realistically there's like 368. And that's not even including like the index and everything. But this is just one page. And it is where to find the man, where to find the man that you're looking for. And I am so grateful to be able to be like, here's all the secrets, here's all the advice, and just share it abundantly because Lord knows it can be hard to find a high value man sometimes, let alone one that is wealthy or one that is well off. Whatever your cup of tea is, it can be difficult, even if I'm like a good man. And I have managed to check every single one of those boxes in my life, and I'm so grateful. And I want to share exactly how I did it so that you can go find your man. And better yet, he can find you because I'm going to make you so attractive that he's going to find you. How does that sound? Sound good? Okay, let's go. So, where to find him? First and foremost, you really start to change your mindset when it comes to men. High value men, especially men that make a lot of money, they don't have a lot of time and they're really focused on where they spend their energy. And that is the mindset that I want you to start to captivate is you have to really invest in yourself, really be working on yourself, and also be in places that make sense, right? Like, you can't go find a gourmet meal in the middle of a fast food restaurant. It just doesn't click. And that's the same thing with these type of men. So you're not going to find them necessarily out in the clubs or the bars or the side of the street. And you may not find them at work if you're not in the type of job that like has that type of luxury and that type of like ambiance. Like you're not going to find them there. And online dating, it's possible if you have been accepted onto like Raya or some other type of exclusive high elite app and they're out there. In fact, I have those on a whole different page within the book itself. But nonetheless, like If you want to organically find somebody, like find your soulmate, find like the man, then you need to be where he's going to be. And the first place they're going to be is where they make money, because they have the money mindset. They have the wealthy, abundant psychology of money mindset. So if you want to know where they're going to be networking because they're building their empire. You're going to find them at events that require you to be in business professional clothing, conferences. You're going to find them being part of chambers and different types of communities that are all business based. So one thing that's popular down here in Miami, and I'm not sponsored by them or anything like that, but the 10X Club from like Grant Cardone, like a lot of wealthy entrepreneurs or men that are going to be wealthy entrepreneurs are going to be in those type of like clubs, those type of like conferences where they're like really focused on personal growth and financial growth. You can also find them at retreats. Like that's a possibility as well, kind of a derivative, especially if they're retreats where it's like building your business or masterminds or something along like those conferences. And I know that because I actually speak at one coming up here in January down in Australia, where it's going to be a huge conference of men that are all business owners between like 25 to 45, maybe even more, of business minded mastermind men. And they're there for this huge conference. And I'm going in there to be able to speak about relationships and finding high quality women like you, my dear. So join my mastermind, join my club, and also come to the retreat. Like I'm hosting a whole different retreat in January in the Bahamas. And if you want to become that woman and become part of my inner circle where I teach all these tricks one-to-one, you need to be on that, which is found in the show notes as well as on my Instagram if you want to message me directly. I don't really answer my TikTok DMs too much, but my Instagram ones I do monitor more. But I know that they're there and they come in masses. Like there's going to be probably like 60 plus down there in Australia, and they're all focused on business. So imagine if you are a high value woman that's looking fine, strolling up there, like at least 10% of them are going to be single, right? So that's good chances, right? It's like fishing in a barrel, right? So conferences, networking, social clubs that are business focused. You can also find them, and this is going to be point two, social clubs or networking that's more high society. So you could find them at polo events or horse races or those type of social clubs. Like Fenia is down here, I believe. I might be pronouncing that wrong, but social clubs that, and I would even throw in Soho, even though Soho's kind of gone downhill a little bit lately, but places where like you have to pay for membership and it is really more entrepreneur or business focused or leader focused even. So leaders tend to also be businessmen, like executive partners, etc. So keep that in mind as well. So you can find them there, but you're not going to find them at like low end type of communities. You're going to find them in very high society type of communities, which brings me to my next point. I love going down to, we have a place called Coral Gables here in Miami. There's places like this in like Manhattan as well, Los Angeles, you name it, where there's art galleries everywhere. And you're looking for high-end art galleries. So if you're in Miami, don't think of like Wynwood, think of like Coral Gables. Because Wynwood's going to have all the hipsters and all like the cool, really vibey people, and I love those people. But for this particular thing of you trying to find a high-value, wealthy man, you need to be more like the old money financial districts. And you know where those are in your town or in your surrounding area. So think of art shows and galleries. We have Miami Basel coming up. That would be a good place to check out. And think about auctions, especially when it comes to point number 4, galas. I love a good gala. I went to like 5 this like year so far, or this, I should say season, not year. I've gone to more than that this year, but they love galas. They love good causes because these men do have good hearts and they love to give back. And also it's good for their networking again. A lot of it does go back to building their businesses. And that's because you're choosing a man that is always going to be career focused. So with that, you can go to a gala or even the opera, like events that are very arts focused and then also like give back. So attending those and like also joining a cause that you really enjoy, you're going to kind of combine your efforts there. And that's always very nice. So that is always a plus. And then if you are still kind of struggling, I know some women that get into careers that kind of introduce them into the atmosphere of the type of man that they're wanting to like be with. So let's say you want to be like with a lawyer, then paying a paralegal could be a nice fit. I don't like that route as much. I feel like it's a little bit more forced and you might be pushing yourself into a masculine energy, trying to almost like chase to get the man versus like when you attend these other events very naturally in your feminine energy and you're dressed up and you're doing the other things I teach you in the book, like the art of conversation and being able to meet like a mastermind and be able to play on his level and how to just present yourself in a very feminine way. It makes it easier for everything. It makes the whole process so much easier. So that's just a few of these places that you can find these high value men. And then if you're still just down on your luck and you have no idea where to go, then start going to your coffee shops within resorts and within nice hotels. So stop doing your coffee shops at like the mom and pop. I love supporting mom and pop. I actually go to one coffee shop almost daily and it is a local small business, but I'm not in the same stage that you guys are in. So once you elevate out of that, go to whatever coffee shop you want. But if you are trying to find that man or attract that man, being in nice resorts for a happy hour or being in nice coffee shops or lounges that are within luxury hotels will put you in the area where businessmen are because they're going and attending those conferences, maybe in the ballrooms and they have breaks, or they're staying in the hotel because they are attending whatever event it may be and they are like spending their happy hours before they go out or XYZ in the hotel. So that is where you're going to find a majority of these men. That is a problem solved. It should never be a problem for you ever again. And it's not going to be one of those you go once and like the whole thing is great. Like you may have to make this part of your schedule consistently to be able to meet one, but like multiple, right? Because you're not only just looking for just like one guy to like check off your list, you're looking for like a match, right? And would you rather be like able to choose between like one guy that you feel like you're most settling for, or would you rather be able to meet like a lot of different men and see which one that you're honestly a good match with? I like the latter. That's what I've achieved. That's what I want for you. And you're going to have to make this like a discipline. And it is a little bit of an investment because you can't just show up looking kind of like I do right now. And I love how I look, but I'm very dressed down. I'm very au naturel. I have no makeup on. Like my hair is put in a ponytail. I'm wearing like yoga clothing. Like I'm not ready to go be in my feminine energy in a nice hotel or at a conference or a gala, right? So there is investment. There's investment in your looks. There's investment in research. If you're going to go to a gala, you should really know about the cause that you're supporting, right? Or if you're going to be more intellectually available for conversation, you need to start reading more. That way, when you actually are presented with the opportunity to be in a nice environment and speak with these high value men, you know something that is like in between your ears. You're not going in there as like the ditzy type of individual. And I don't want that for you, right? And that's where the law of resonance comes into play, is you will attract what you are, right? So if you want a high value man, then be a high value woman. And some people say that it's a myth, and maybe I'll do a whole video on is that a myth or is that not a myth? But at the end of the day, you will attract what your energy is putting out there, and your energy doesn't lie. It's very authentic. It's very much going to tell on you. So be yourself in these circumstances, but put yourself in the right places. Okay, so that tells you where to find the guy, what to do, where to find the guy. Again, the entire book is like 350 pages. This was one page. That will give you the entire playbook. It will tell you what to wear, what's appropriate, language to use, questions to ask. I actually have a natural kind of social anxiety, even on camera, and me going on camera is really overcoming that. And I'm proud of myself every single time I do a video or a podcast because I become more confident with my speaking on camera. Nonetheless, it's all there. And also, we have the Black Cat Energy podcast. So find that on Spotify or YouTube, or find it even on Apple Podcasts. And then finally, I invite you to come and learn this one-to-one with me on the Bahamas. The Bahamas trip is July 16th through the 21st, 5 days. It's called Clarity Reset. I restructure your mind with you to get you in that feminine abundance, to end those limiting beliefs, to teach you what's in this book firsthand and practice with you. That way you're in a safe environment. You practice on me. And I've been around so many high value men that are wealthy business owners from $350,000 a year to billionaires. And not a lot of people know multiple billionaires. So I can practice as if I'm one of them because I know how they think, I know how they talk. And that is invaluable to be able to actually do one-to-one. So with that, let me know what you thought. If you have any other ideas that you want to put in the comments about where to find high value men, or what your success stories were, or maybe even what your challenges were, and I will go one-to-one with them. Nonetheless, until then, my divine goddess black kitties, you've got this.